Big congratulations to Greg McPherson II. You won the giveaway from last week, Comic Fam. We're going to talk about the comics that are trending esta semana. Comic Butch is in the house. We got Russ, the Overstreet Price Guide advisor. Yo, hit him off at number 10.
Number 10 on the list, we have Batman Fortnite Foundation number 1. This is a brand new book this week, $10 average sales, so we're not really seeing a high sale. And the reason why we're seeing this book so hot is that it includes a skin from the fan favorite Fortnite game.
Like, it includes it in the pages? What does that even mean?
Okay, so basically, if you buy this comic book, there's a little sticker, little code, and you can use the digital code in the game to be able to get yourself the skin of the Batman Who Laughs. So you get the opportunity to run around in a Batman Who Laughs costume. Now, in-game, this costume is available, and you can purchase it for V-Bucks. And the V-Bucks equates to like $18 to $20. So buying a comic book for cover price or up to $10 to get a free $20 skin, that's a pretty good deal. We're seeing a lot of shops not buying this because they got so badly burned last time that DC and Epic Games did a Fortnite crossover.
Yeah, I remember a weird thing happened. You could get a unlockable Batman armor if you get the comic books, but because there wasn't enough traction at the LCSs, although people put orders in, Fortnite released it early, thus not making it a priority to get the comics. Butch is biting me.
That was the weird thing that we dealt with because it's a 6-issue series. We had 3 of them that sold really well. By the time the 4th one came out, people weren't picking up their books, and it was because they had already released the Armored Batman skin that was supposed to be exclusive in the game already. So the kids who were coming in getting the Fortnite comics weren't buying them. So I ended up losing a couple $100 in Fortnite comics.
Keep an eye out for the variant cover by Donald Mustard. This was a 1 in 25 variant, seeing strong sales around $18 on the high end. And then there's also a Alex Gardner variant cover that's way more affordable, selling for about $6. And in this comic, we do see Batman Who Laughs. We see him transported to the Fortnite world with all the art style that you would find in the game, as well as him fighting and destroying so many characters. Hit the subscribe, slap the like button, and let's talk about number 9. Oh my gosh, coming full circle. It looks like it's happening. We got to talk about Thunderbolts. We got to talk about Incredible Hulk, issue number 449.
$150 average sale, $840 for a CGC 9.8 high sale. This is the first team appearance of the Thunderbolts, and this has been a book that Tom and I have been talking about since we first had information in February of 2019.
An increase of 150% this week after news broke, although it's not confirmed, that Marvel has plans to begin production for not just a Thunderbolts movie in 2023, but Fantastic Four and Nova. I was beginning to give up on some of these properties actually hitting the screen. And also a sequel to Shang-Chi, as well as a spinoff to the Black Panther World of Wakanda Okoye series. I am so excited about this. Thunderbolts has included so many different heroes or villains. They're kind of like the Suicide Squad of the Marvel Universe without the bombs on their neck. I mean, we're just talking about Secret Six. I think the James Gunn effect is real, and these creations have to come to the screen because they're going to be successful.
Hulk 449's team includes Baron Zemo as Citizen V, Goliath as Atlas, Screaming Mimi as Songbird, but we also know that other iterations of Thunderbolts have included Yelena Belova, have included Deadpool, have included Taskmaster and Ghost, and these are all characters that have already shown up in the MCU.
All assembled by the General Thaddeus E. Thunderbolt Ross. That was the main spec that pushed this book the last 2 years. Will we see this character assemble this hero squad? Will we see Luke Cage, Ghost Rider? So many different characters to consider that I suspect if they're tied to this team, we're going to see a plethora of other keys start to emerge.
And the way you can keep track of all of them is the character search over on Key Collector.
That's right, the most informative comic book app in existence, available for both iPhones and Androids. Use the character search function, put any character in there, and you're going to see a list across titles of every key moment that's worth your attention, whether it's for collecting or while you're on the hunt. Use code TOM101 to unlock a free 2-week subscription and support the show. We're going to now talk about one of my new favorite artists in the game right now, Rose Besch, killing it at number 8.
Some keys are old, some keys are new. This one came out this week, and this is definitely an artist to look for if you have not been paying attention. Number 8 on the list, this is Wonder Woman Black and Gold, number 5, the 1 in 25 Rose Besch variant. This is a mini-series that DC put out. Fantastic series, and every cover has been done in blacks and golds. It is really just some of the most stunning Wonder Woman work I have seen, but I can tell you that we have fewer and fewer people buying it because they're focusing on other comic books, which is why I think this Rose Besch book is selling out the gate $90 strong. I saw some high sales over $100. I mean, this is a great book from a great artist that I really think you need to be seeing more of.
An incentive variant, that's a 1 in 25, selling for 3 times ratio. That's what I call caliente. We have seen so many different variants hit the market from this artist that have spiked, that have sustained in value. Shout out to that Silk cover, which I think experienced something similar to this particular Wonder Woman issue. A lot of people weren't buying a lot of Silk, but when that incentive variant hit, people wanted to get it, and LCSs didn't have it. Thus, the price went up.
So Rose has been doing an astounding amount of work lately. She had this great Batman 108 Miracle Molly cover. She did a Red Sonja cover, a Spider-Woman cover, and her palette is this incredible range of pastel colors that you don't generally see on the cover of comic books, which is why this Wonder Woman Black and Gold is so unique. This is a different style for her.
Now, if you're after some Rose Besch demi-goddess goodness, take a look at Wonder Woman, the 80th anniversary special, where she actually uses the color palette that you're describing, Russ, on this very thick book. And there was another variant that we could have put at the list at number 8. However, a 1 in 25 selling the way that it is, put this Wonder Woman cover here. But the trending 20, the larger list found on Key Collector, where we sourced the 10 books that make our list, also included a 1 in 50 that, Russ, you were saying you couldn't stock fast enough.
The Hellcop 1 in 50 by Brian Haberlin was flying off the shelf. I had 12 requests for the one copy that I had. Again, some of these books are hot this week, and you just have to be paying attention to the Key Collector list.
In the newer Black Widow run, Natasha has a new suit, a new attitude, a new perspective, as well as a new team that she is using. We have a comic book that has just gotten a first appearance this week at the list at number 7, Black Widow, number 12.
$9 average sales for this book, which again is new this week. It's the first appearance of the Living Blade, who's described as a haunting figure from Natasha's past.
This is a character that some feel is possibly a myth in the comic, but Natasha knows that he exists because she's dabbled with him in the past. We see an introduction at the very end of the book, but a solicitation on the last page saying a little information about what we can expect. Black Widow fears him. We're going to learn why that is. Artist Rafael Pimentel is going to guest artist on issue 13. Elena Casagrande designed a new terrifying villain described as having an ice-cold heart. But it's this last quote that has me intrigued. He dresses in black. However, both characters, him and Natasha, will be covered in red soon, and I think they mean blood.
This is also the first appearance of the host, and if you're not reading this run, you should get in on it because it is fantastic. The art is great, the storytelling is great, and it's a character that we know we're going to be seeing more of in the MCU.
Every time Natasha has a dream or a flashback, the artist does a color saturation over the page indicating that you're in a different time and place, and it offers such beauty in the panels. It's exquisite. Also, in the very beginning of this book, you realize that you cannot disturb this superhero while she's sleeping. Bucky tries to wake her up from a deep sleep, and she almost kills him.
We got worms!
We indeed have worms on the list today. At the list at number 6, one of my new favorite movies that I've seen in the last decade, The Lord of the Rings of the sci-fi genre. We have Dune. Issue number 1.
This Dune number 1 comic is the 3-issue miniseries that was released after the 1984 David Lynch movie. Now, we were seeing $25 average sales for a raw copy, $600 for a high sale on October 9th before the movie came out, and $269 for a CGC 9.8 after the movie came out. Figure that one out, guys.
We got legendary work by Bill Sienkiewicz on these covers, issues 1 through 3. I suspect, although a 300% increase definitely indicates there's some interest in this book, particularly because of the movie, the $300 dip in price for a 9.8 makes this feel more like the Planet Hulk spec that's happened, because it's really in name only that makes this book attractive. You have different actors and it's a completely different franchise. However, I think a lot of members may have missed out on the Boom prequel that came out last year because this movie was so damn delayed, and I think that right there is some low-valued, underappreciated Dune goodness that you can get in on right now.
Boom House of Atreides came out, and we were so excited because it was more akin to the upcoming movie. It's a lot closer to the book, and it's a prequel to the movie. It was delayed so far that the comic book that we ended up doing with Ben Templesmith just kind of missed the mark. But if you want to win a copy of this, you should like, subscribe, and comment down below.
That's right. And keep an eye out for the 1 in 100 Paul Pope variant. That book you can grab for under $60 right now in high grade. And for a comic that has more to do with this new franchise than the 1984 and a ratio of 1 in 100, Paul Pope, need I say more?
Comic fam, keep the hunt strong. If you want to get featured on the show, you need to tag me, Milgeek Comics, and Comic Tom 101, like these guys. Wanted Comics showing off a huge lot of Brightest Day.
Paul D77 Comics showing off his alter ego number 7, the first appearance of Black Adam since the Golden Age in an unofficial capacity.
Kessel Run Comics showing off a 9.0 Marvel Premiere number 1 that may have come from Mystery Mail Call.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, but I know he won one, which is pretty cool. We also have Salvador Felix, a homie in the community, showing off his Superman Son of Kal-El number 2. That book be spiking.
Dragon Slayer 6844 showing off his full Kitty Pryde and Wolverine set and rounding it up with Big Dern 239 showing a bunch of the Bishop and Rogue solo series.
And now at number 5, another comic book that's come full circle, getting confirmed this week, Earth 2 number 19, the first appearance, not in costume, but in DC Comics of Val Zod.
$75 average sale, $600 CGC 9.8 high sale back in August, but we're seeing $300 highs in the last couple weeks or so. This is just a hot book, and it's great to see that some of these things we've been talking about for a while coming, like you said, full circle. It's nice to know that they're back in production for television and movie series that had just been slowed because of COVID.
650% increase in copies sold with a book that's had a drop of 300 at a 9.8 tells me that if you can snag one for under 400 with that peak hitting 6, they're still buying room for this book because we have confirmation that Michael B. Jordan is attached and HBO Max is going to be seeing a Val Zod adaptation.
This Earth 2 series is a sleeper series. There are keys in this series, and I know that there are people out there that are not aware that this Earth 2 series from New 52 has any keys in it, let alone some major keys.
Look through your back issue bins, comic fam. LCS stores are going to have these stocked. A lot of people have not spec'd on this book. We have Darnell Mateer and Josh Peters set to write Val Zod for HBO Max, and Michael B. Jordan, Outlier Society, his production company, is producing it for DC Entertainment and Warner Brothers Television. At the list at number 4, the Millarverse is expanding regardless of the less successful shows that have recently hit the screen. They're still pushing forward. We have Super Crooks getting a teaser trailer this week. Issue number 1 has made the list.
This looks absolutely fantastic, Tom, and it's completely and totally justified that we're seeing $12 average sales and $100 CGC 9.8. I mean, I read the book, I liked the book, but it wasn't until I saw this trailer that I got really excited. It has, the beginning part of the trailer has this really great, 80s anime feel, kind of like, Riding Bean or Gunsmith Cats, and then all of a sudden they turn to superheroes, more like My Hero Academia, so it's hitting on every single cylinder, and I'm super excited for this adaptation.
We have a 1,400% increase since the trailer dropped. This is what Mark Millar wrote. He said, "Kids were up early and joined me to watch the first 5 episodes of Super Crooks before school." I love thinking about Mark Millar watching his characters on the screen with his kids. The entire thing was in Japanese, but we were mesmerized. The show is absolutely insane from start to finish and is genuinely hilarious. I have a very strong feeling that this is going to be so different. It's exactly what the Netflix audience needs as it pertains to a genre-bending superhero animation.
Well, people are so excited about the new Cowboy Bebop adaptation where they took a cartoon series and turned it into live action. So it's going to be really awesome to see something that flips that script on its head.
Super Crooks was only 4 issues in length, so Mark Millar had to do some additional plotting to expand it to the 13-episode series that it's going to be. And it's going to premiere at the end of the month, November 25th. At the list at number 3, we're talking Johnny Depp. We're talking Edward Scissorhands.
Edward Scissorhands, number 1. $5 average sale for this IDW book that happens to be Edward Scissorhands' first appearance in comic books. Now, we don't have any news, but we were talking on Nick's Picks that there is potential for this to be rebooted. There's a bunch of these 1980s properties that I think it's the right time. Nostalgia could hit. A lot of people who liked Edward Scissorhands back in the day could very well want to watch it now. And there are so many places to show a television show like this.
Winona Ryder, Johnny Depp, a classic movie that I think no one would be surprised if we heard an announcement. Although this was just pointed out in Nick's Picks category. We keep telling the community that you got to be watching it because there's a lot of great spec happening there for a $5 average book. All it took was pointing it out, saying that it exists to see an uptick in copies sold of 1,500%.
For those of you that were fans of Edward Scissorhands, this is a 10-issue series and it explores more of the backstory of the character. It's worth picking up, it's worth reading, even if nothing happens with it in the future.
Drew Ross does some impeccable art, the shadows, the line works. It's still as creepy as that movie was. And at the list at number 2, Brendan Fraser's back, baby.
Number 2 on the list, Detective Comics number 988. This is the first appearance of Lady Firefly because Deadline just reported that Brendan Fraser will be entering the DC movie universe playing Firefly. And we think that what could happen is this could be the origin of the true Firefly before the female successor.
Brendan Fraser joining the cast of the Batgirl movie that's going to be led by Leslie Grace portraying Batgirl, Barbara Gordon. I think this $5 average sale combined with a 2,100% increase in copies sold this week is less about real spec and more about affordable spec. People taking the risk because they looked up how much the Golden Age copy of Detective Comics 184 cost. That thing is a pretty penny for the first appearance.
Comic fam, if you like what we do, you should support us by checking out the Mystery Mail Call. Link in the description down below, and we will bring you hot comics and exclusives every month.
ComicTime101.com to join the community, support the show. 1 per box. We're sending out some bangers. We have House of Slaughter, almost said House of Atreus there. Issue number 1, Virgins and Trade Dresses going out at random. Cover art done by the talented Davi Go. And 1 per box, Venom number 1 done by Raph Grassetti. Now, let's chat about the number 1 trending book in the world. Hit the subscribe, slap the like button. And Russ, what's at number 1?
Number 1 on the list, X-Men 95, but not that one, which shocked me. It's crazy to look at this and this isn't the new team. This is actually the more recent X-Men 95.
$15 average sales and a high sale of $160 for a Signature Series 9.8, the only one listed that actually sold and the only one that I've seen online this past week as of the date of this filming, signed by artist Tom Rainey.
This is the first appearance of Fitz and other Skrull mutants that later form the group Cadre K. We also find out that Wolverine is revealed to be the Horseman Death, aka Wolverine Death. This is one of those books that has a lot of things happening for it, but with a potential Skrull invasion coming, this is a book to watch.
We know that a secret invasion is indeed imminent, but we don't know which are going to be Skrulls and which are going to be heroes. It's kind of an invasion of the body snatchers type of situation going on. We have Nick Fury being reprised by Samuel Jackson. We have Talos, who's going to be his partner in crime in this narrative, but we've heard rumors and confirmations about Emilia Clarke, Olivia Colman, Kingsley Ben-Adir spiked the list a few weeks ago with the Power Skrull spec being real, as well as Christopher McDonnell, and now we have another spec.
Killian Scott is joining the cast, and people are believing him to be Fizz, who is a mutant Skrull with the ability to reduce and increase his size on top of the alien race's usual shape-shifting ability.
What's interesting about this, compared to like Power Skrull, which has a lot of Fantastic Four connections. I mean, really Skrulls. When you think of Skrulls, you think of Fantastic Four.
Right.
Fizz has more ties to the mutant lineage than his peers because he does have mutant genes. This character teams up with Charles Xavier. He teams up with our mutants. He teams up to fight Apocalypse. This right here could be just another indicator of us moving in the direction of mutants being incorporated into the MCU, which pushed this dollar bin book clear past the $10 mark this week to $15, justified.
With a 1,833% increase, it is very clear that people are looking forward to mutants and Skrulls in the MCU.
Comic fam, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. So much affordable spec this week. And, as always,
Geek responsibly.
Enough said. Comic fam, come join me over on Whatnot, the best new place to buy and sell funny books, expensive paper, collectibles, comic books. We pack the house with the whole crew, 7 hours straight of dollar bid starting auctions that last for 60 seconds. Support this show and take a look at these other videos. I made them for you. And have a great week.